the window, he says. Recognized your gait immediately.
Hanna's eyes crinkle when she smiles. When she laughs, they almost disappear, but nothing else about her gives the impression of an Asian origin. Her smooth brown hair is totally European. Her face is only memorable when she smiles or laughs, and her movements are unremarkable, except when she's fencing on the piste. "It's good to meet an old acquaintance on your first day in a new job," she says, taking off her soaking wet hat and flicking raindrops off her coat as they walk up the stairs, her leather boots resounding on the tiled steps.
"We're just about to begin. Christine, the director of the gallery, is on the way,"
explains Balder, as he shows Hanna into the meeting room. Hanna smiles nervously at the three faces turned to greet her. She hasn't been in a management position before, and doesn't know which of the three will be working for her, but the job description mentioned 2 staff. Balder introduces her.
"This is Augusta, assistant head of exhibitions. She was quite the asset to Bjorn, your predecessor."
Augusta nods at Hanna.
"Stein is in charge of conservation and looks after the premises,"
adds Balder. Stein's age is hard to gauge. He could be 5 years older or younger than Hanna. He stands up and greets her with a firm handshake. His hand is big and bony. His eyes remind Hanna of blue-gray basalt, smooth, hard, but genial as if warmed by the sun. Hanna is still holding his hand when he quickly drops his eyes and lets go, as if she were being too intimate. Balder continues the introductions.
"This is Thor, our legal expert,"
he says.
"He has special knowledge of copyright law."
Thor rises halfway out of his seat and greets Hanna politely. He is short, with graying hair and steel-rimmed spectacles, and that rounded face that comes from too many 3-course meals in good restaurants, but muscular nonetheless. A lawyer who frequents the gym, thinks Hanna, who has herself practiced fencing for many years, which is enough physical exercise for her. Taking a seat opposite Stein and Augusta, Hanna notices an oil painting standing on an easel at the end of the table. It's a landscape painting remarkably like the work of Gudrun Johansdottir, one of the country's foremost 20th century painters. The painting could well be from the series that Hanna knows well, painted before the war, before Gudrun went to Paris, where she carried on her studies, having finished at the Royal Academy in Copenhagen. The painting is small, a grove of birch trees in the foreground, a mountain on the right, which looks like Mount Boila, and a whitish-blue sky in the distance. The style is realist, but has romantic undertones, and there is a hint of Cézanne in the way the canvas is divided up. The brushstrokes have that firm rhythm that Hanna is so familiar with from Gudrun's work. She leans back in her chair to take in the picture and catches Stein's eye. He gives her an almost imperceptible grin, and she responds with a glimmer of a smile before looking away. She's not going to start her new role by exchanging looks when she doesn't know their significance. There is an aura of politeness around the meeting table. No one refers to the painting. Puffing and panting, Christine eventually arrives and shakes Hanna's hand. She exudes a love of her work and total commitment. Her dark, speckled gray eyes look straight into Hanna's as she welcomes her to the group. Christine has an agitated manner, but that's misleading because when she talks, she's clear and concise and comes straight to the point. She sits down at the head of the table next to the painting and launches in. "How do you like it?" she asks. No one responds. They haven't been told anything about the painting or the meeting's real agenda.
"Elisabeth Valsdottir has given us this work of art,"
Christine continues proudly.
"As you can see, it's clearly by Gudrun Johansdottir. Elisabeth bought it at auction in Copenhagen recently for 8 million kroner.
Hanna remembers reading that Gudrun held exhibitions of her work in Copenhagen sometime before the war. Those paintings have not all found their way home to Iceland. Some of the sales were not recorded, and other works have yet to be uncovered. This one turned up by chance, through some second-hand dealer or from up in an attic somewhere, and then came up for auction. This is one of